It started. There was a pause.
No, it's going. It's going.
Let's see.
That was the beginning.
There we are. Hi, I'm Jeff London, and I'm one of the writers, and I'm the director.
Spent a lot of time worrying.
Of Best Day Ever, and I'm here with Mel England.
Hi.
London.
After all, isn't that what life is?
Tom Saporito
Oh,
on Skype.
Tom Saporito right here.
Peter Stickles on Skype.
It's meant to be.
And Nate Moore on Skype.
Where am I?
We're getting started here, and here we are. Here's Mel, stretched out on bed, thinking about his life. So everybody just talk freely, say anything that comes to mind, ask questions, comments on the story, whatever you want to talk about.
The real important thing I think we need to ask here is, where did you buy the sheets?
Where did I buy?
Well, I also just want to throw in here, I love that Agnes Moorehead has a cameo in our movie.
Yeah.
The sheets are mine, and
I didn't mind Walmart.
that Black Friday.
The boys are.
There we are. These things are ridiculous. Some stupid cheats. Yeah, Agnes Moorehead. That's one of my favorite little campy movies, and she was great.
Have you watched it?
I did not know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Amazing.
We met at the Hollywood Christie many years ago.
Oh, really?
She was great. She was great. So,
Mel, is that that's the longest you've had your beard in a while, right?
Yeah, actually, although this is now more like light stubble, kind of.
Looks good.
Oh, in the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The
Are you
beard.
gonna talk about your beard mishap?
It's just a number.
Oh, right.
Oh,
well, we'll talk about that. In fact, is this the scene?
No, this is already shot.
Yeah.
This is one of the earlier scenes we shot. Yeah, we shot this in Lake Havasu City, and
Now, it doesn't say that it takes place in Lake Havasu, so
no, it doesn't. I left it ambiguous. It's we know it's the desert. We see a few desert shots, but we know it's Lake Havasu.
Now, I'm going to answer the question everybody wants to know, which I think audiences always want to know. Are we really drinking sodas here? Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's true.
And how did we remember all those lines, you know? I don't know. It just... These are the
And then this is the funny part where we were looking at all of Jeff's old photos, and
These are my family photos.
And Peter and I, it all got cut out, but Peter and I started saying like funny, like, "Oh, Peter, look at this dress you're wearing."
Yeah, that's some of the outtakes. Yeah.
Remember? Oh, yeah.
That's the moment that we fell in love, Mel.
I have to say, I've been in business for 17 years, and I'm always impressed how actors memorize their lines.
Don't say it.
It's one thing. No, I'm not going to say any. There's no jokes here. I don't know what you're looking for.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's the easy part. Lines is nothing, man.
No, here's the thing I'm getting to about mainly Mel is you know how 46-minute dramatic television are shot in like 6 or 7 days, and they have to memorize all this dialogue every week, and you get your script on Saturday, Sunday, and you're already prepping for the next week and all this stuff, and you memorize this entire script in 4 days.
Yeah.
Blew me away, and I so appreciate that you did that. I know it was hard, it was grueling, because I know you were so tired. We were all tired because it was a heavy-duty shoot, you know, in a few days. But you had to be so tired and storing up all this information in your
Well, part of it's a job, but you know, I had just done a play in New York, and so thank God for theater, right? So yeah, that's what you do. So I approached it like it's a play.
And you and I worked together you started 3 or 4 months ahead memorizing.
Yeah, I did start, and then the rewrite started. So that's always the fun part, right, you guys?
And Mel, you two had worked together, right?
We've done.
Nate and I had done a couple of readings together. Yeah.
Gotcha. There's Nate. There's the man.
Nate.
Are you guys know each other?
God.
It's actually, he had suggested me to.
I think Nate should be a mod.
I think we need to call the other room that's Nate's and Terry.
No.
It's embarrassing.
What'd you say, Nate? I can't hear you.
I said that Nate's in terrible shape.
No, I know. Nate
my hair.
Nate's our official IP.
Hair is all
for the
messy.
movie.
This, what this actually is. Life imitates. This imitates. You really are currently.
A douchebag.
You're obsessed about an ounce of any extra ounce of weight. Is that true, Nate?
Also, I'm a douchebag.
No.
You're a douchebag.
In real
I
life,
was just
no.
saying-
Actually, Nate
I was-
is actually. This is the part that Nate hasn't gotten the memo yet. But Nate is actually the sweetest guy on earth. That's
Oh,
on Earth.
Hey,
Yeah.
Wow.
or just a douchebag. What's funny, I saw this screener for this, and I took my girlfriend to it, and she said, "Wow, it's just a gay version of you."
Gayer version.
That's called method acting.
It's like watching this
Yeah.
method. We watch.
No, on the record, straight.
But it's right.
So she just needs to watch this movie and she'll figure out her life and how to deal with you. And
Seriously about this and Nate's character, which is something that was really important, I think, for three of us when we were dealing with it, was that it's not just about the fact that he's like a bad guy or whatever. The reality is that they're kind of like, it's that thing where you're in that relationship and you realize you're like, you probably shouldn't be in this relationship. And I love that it's something that, I think Nate does a really nice job of playing both sides of that, Anyway, I'm your defender, Nate.
I think he nailed it. I mean, it was perfect. I don't even think, after Nate did his over Skype for me in LA, and I was here in Arizona, and recommended him, and you just never know. Okay, I'll entertain this guy's audition and all this stuff. And I hung up and I thought, oh, well, he was great. It was great. So.
And it's funny also because
you nailed it.
Nate and I, when we'd worked
Now
together.
I know that's just you.
Nah. No, when we worked together in the past, we'd always had this kind of weird chemistry together. So it was like sometimes we were playing people that were enemies, or but it's like a thin line on hate.
Yeah.
So I forgot what play that was, Nate. We did some play where
We did like 3 or 4 plays. They
Yeah.
were cold reading, and it was actually far from where we're sitting right here. It was at Adam Davenport's living room. He was running cold readings, and he would invite all showed up to that. Like Wayne Knight would be there.
Melissa Leo.
Everyone was going to be in the room when you were in.
Yeah.
And it was crazy how many different levels of people were just starting out in acting, people who had professional careers and were just looking for a place to it was cool because there were no audience, just other actors. But Mel and I always seemed to have really good timing and chemistry on scripts, and I hadn't auditioned in about 15 years for anything because I took a break from acting, and so I decided after going to college reunion, all right, I'll give it another shot. I'll see what's out there. And the next day, Mel said, I don't know if you're interested. I know that you said you weren't auditioning for anything, but
I do.
there was this movie I got cast in, and I'd like you to read one of the. So then I had never had a Skype audition before. I was like, what do you mean Skype? I'm used to driving to North Hollywood or Studio City and sitting down with a casting director who's feeding her cat while reading a romantic comedy with me. I was like, I don't know about Skyping. So I was in the bedroom, and I Skyped, and I just I read and then put the computer away and said, well, that was strange, but at least I didn't have to pay for parking. And next thing you know, I'm getting the call and I'm driving out to Havasu, and it was fun. It was a blast. It was a good come back into it.
Yeah, Skyping was Skype audition was definitely something I wasn't used to. There was a confusion about Jeff and you and I had about what the what do you call it, the specific scene I was going to be reading. So we did the one scene, and then there was a confusion with the other one. And so I remember then I was cold reading and Skyping, but it was kind of a blast. It was a neat experience. I'd never done that. I loved it.
I loved it too. Go to North Hollywood and pay for parking all day. And
Yeah. If you're going to North Hollywood, parking was the least of your worries. You'd be flying.
I think. Hey, Peter. I think Jeff was trying to ask you to turn the audio down.
Just turn your audio down a little bit.
A little bit on the movie. On the movie. Hair.
Not you guys.
Turn the movie audio down.
Just a little bit on the movie. Then we can hear you better.
There we go. How's that?
But I want to hear my lines.
If you guys want to hear the movie, you can keep it. Keep it where you can hear it.
I'm kidding.
DVD's dying.
All right, there we go. How's that better?
That's better.
So
Yeah.
now, Peter, did you also Skype audition for the film, or?
No, I did it in real life, real person.
Oh.
Well, you know what? Actually, he's right. You're right, Peter, but you're wrong. Also, okay, I'm gonna explain this. Peter and I met 2 years ago when he auditioned in person in North Hollywood for my AD on Pizza Boy Massacre. You auditioned for Pizza Boy Massacre. We talked over the phone, and I hired you for that and everything. And then I said, hey, I'm going to. I was already familiar with his work, and I auditioned him. And I said, I'm doing this movie right now to get this movie done. Best day ever. Here's the part. I'll send you the script. Would you be interested? And so that's how he came on board from the audition of Pizza Boy Massacre. You signed up to do Pizza Boy Massacre, but we did this. So yeah, he did audition. You did audition, but
And I want to throw this out there, Peter. I want you to know that my stock has gone up like 200% with a bunch of people because I'm in a movie with Peter Stickles now.
that's
Like
awesome.
all these fans of Peter Stickles, they're like,
He has a huge
"Oh my
fan
God,
base.
I love Peter Stickles." So funny.
Really?
Yeah, like somebody said, were you in a film called Short Bus? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that film. Oh my God.
It's a pretty iconic film.
It's
You saw
pretty
that,
something
Jeff?
Film. It's pretty much in your face film. Wow.
You saw that movie, Jeff?
Yeah, we watched it.
That's
It's
a dirty movie, you know.
You're great. You're great in it. The movie itself is rather shocking. The scenes.
You know, there's sex
Wow.
in that.
I haven't heard of this movie. What is it?
It's a
It's-
movie they did called
it's
Short Bus.
sex and
Was I not supposed to say this out loud? Or
guys knowing themselves is.
wow, I can't wait.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very good.
Say something about.
So on and so
I gotta say something about Peter Stick.
Vagina?
Peter,
Boobs.
Peter, I'm
Here,
gonna
you
make.
guys. Hello.
I'm gonna make a prediction, Peter.
Sorry, there's a
And then I do
poster up
things like
there
that
of
after.
Short Bus thing. I never.
We're explaining Short Bus to Nate.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, Peter, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make a prediction about you. You
Okay.
know what my problem is with the psychic crap. Anyway, a while back, I saw you. Definitely you. And
Young, I needed the money.
I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but something is going to be happening with you regarding your career, and you're going to end up in a situation in your life that would be the same type of a thing as maybe like Peter Cushing, you know, the great actor.
Oh, well, Peter loves Peter, I'm sure, because I love Peter
I
Cushing.
never thought about the two in the same name, but yeah, you've got that ahead of you, my dear. I hate to tell you, but you're
But wait a
you're
minute.
ahead of it, and you
do you
cannot
mean?
stop it.
What do you mean you foresee it in the
Okay,
future?
that's it. Let's say it's my Mr. Coyle psychic prediction.
Oh wow! All right,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
yeah.
I see mojitos in my future.
What do you see in this line right here? What do you see in
I
that?
see,
Tom sees a very long life.
I see.
Hey, sees a very long life.
What are those
Yeah,
non-alcoholic
God.
Good, that's all I have. Be a happy life or a content life. Just make me live long.
What's the one? Shirley Temple. I see a Shirley Temple in my future. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Just made my day. I feel like I'm right now.
Yeah, you know, Peter and I had a conversation about Pizza Boy, and I had problems. I don't get it. I thought people were over the nudity thing, but a couple of actors came on board. Then next thing I know, I'm getting this call or email. Oh, my agent said if I drop trial for your movie, they're going to drop me. And I'm like, you know, I've heard every excuse there is. Okay, thank you. I'll take you off.
I remember us talking about this when we talked on the phone.
And then Peter said he couldn't do. And then next thing I knew, he was in Short Bus, but it was funny.
Wait, what did I say I couldn't do?
You said you would not do frontal, and then
I didn't do frontal and Short Bus.
no, but you said you were going to, but they
You got a body part stand-in.
Oh, that's right.
when you got here to do best day ever, you said, "Oh, I was going to do frontal," or you did, but they cut it out, or something like that. Or you did-
All right. That's a nice secret I told you that now everyone knows.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
We'll take it.
Balls deep.
Hey Tom, we're losing. We lost we lost you in the video, Tom.
There you are.
See me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Look at
so
those beautiful blue eyes.
I know. It's
Yeah.
so anyway, you guys, I'm really happy to have all of you in the movie. Oh, there's
There's
Nate's
Nate's bicep.
So
There
it's
they are. Look at those. Look at those.
so
Those were a graduation gift from me to him, actually. It was.
we should probably talk something about the movie. Okay, this basically this is I took long, of course. It's completely autobiographical. The part that Mel goes through, that David goes through, talking about filmmaking and the struggle and the frustrations with and all that, it's almost word for word exactly what I've gone through in my career. It's just a very up and down business. And with the exception of, I didn't meet my true love when I was 48, 9 years old. Now, Nate's character, you still there?
Yeah.
Nate's character, Greg here, is fictional as far as my life. I never went through this part of it, but we needed to have this antagonist. We needed to have this character so he could separate the other guy, love his life, and all this stuff.
But it's interesting because once we started exploring the script, like you started finding out there was this kind of connection where Greg represented, and like the relationship not working, and then sort of other issues that he had, like with intimacy around the relationship with his dad. I think psychologically there's a really compelling reason for him to be there.
Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, I had issues with my dad.
Right.
That were unresolved when he died a few years ago. I mean,
and then we talked about that on the phone when we were talking about the script, and then at some point I was like, "Hey Jeff, why isn't that? You said this."
You really prodded me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
We on the phone and a lot of emails and mostly phone.
a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. If you hire him, folks.
No.
He's great. He's a great guy to work with, but he wants to nail it. Right, and he likes to ask questions, and I feel like I'm an actor's director over directors that say, okay, I need you to stand there. Okay, now what's going on with the camera and the lighting, guys? And I know all
right, I have to stop you. I am really upset about one thing. We did a take that nobody used, and there was the thing I was looking forward to this whole film.
What are you talking about?
So right here, as you saw, I just rolled over. I wish we could back up. I was like looking for one thing. I said, I put it in my pocket here. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell Jeff. I didn't tell Mel. No one. I decided that I was going to roll over and with everything I had. And since I'm about 50 pounds heavier than him, it whacked him so hard that I could hear with my eyes closed the cameraman almost laughing when I hit him. And I was really hoping, because I knew the reaction would be huge, that when I came to see this, I'd whack the shit out of him. But no, we went with a gentle.
You're talking about when you roll over and you hit him with your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember? I know Mel does.
It's in the movie. You're just saying you couldn't hear it?
No, he's saying that it's not the take that he thought.
It's not the take
he did it the first time. It was like, but I think the one who was cracking up wasn't the cameraman. I think it was me, Nate. Maybe that's why it got cut.
No. There was somebody else. I could hear them trying to laugh.
It's probably Joaquin.
Now I have to make another like every time Peter is on camera, he looks like $1 million. Why is that?
Oh yeah.
What are you saying about life? What are you saying about life?
Yeah,
he looks like a 98-cent store reject. What are you saying?
Thank you, Nate.
No, the camera loves you, Peter.
You know what was so great?
Nobody else does.
Hey, Peter, the beard, I love the beard. It's got to stay for the next movie. It's got to.
Oh, this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm noticing Peter right now on Skype, his hair is like longer and curlier. I like that.
Longer?
Is that not? No? Okay.
I've been noticing
Anyway,
some push-ups. Peter,
But you know what was so
Seriously not.
he's got some jumping jacks going. He's got his fitness regime going down.
got it?
He showed up. Peter, like all you guys, he showed up, did his part, and
No, but what was
it's
so great is like
nailed
Peter,
it.
I just felt like instantly like, yes, he was my best friend. Like, and that's the best part of being an actor is like instantly you meet people and then you're like, like Tom and I, like this, and then it was so great that I don't know, I felt like Peter's my best friend forever.
Well, you're all friends.
BFF,
Yeah.
my BFF.
I am. I am your BFF.
Awesome.
It's the kind of movie that we had to screw around. We shot this movie in 2 days?
Did people
right? Like we
screw
didn't go
around?
in. Huh?
No.
Oh,
We did 3 days. We shot this
3 days.
actually in 3 days. Did that pick up additional scene at Ace's trailer that's in the
A fourth day.
as a fourth day at the end, but that was just these two guys. Oh man, it
was pretty brutal.
It was brutal, and going right from all this pre-production and talking and working on script and then shooting, and it was like, it's over.
Yeah, it flew by.
I won't do that again, really.
Oh, wow.
Not so. I say that. Be with the characters, with what everyone did. Because
Is there anything you wish you did differently, Jeff, going into it? Whether it was production, whether it was...
There is one thing I wish I had done differently, and it just didn't dawn on me because I was so mentally and physically exhausted by the time we started shooting. And is something simple, but because I didn't have a wardrobe person or a set designer, there's the issues of there's not a lot of in some of the scenes, especially like the first date night.
Well, we are all Caucasian.
Mel, all Caucasian.
I'm bad, I just look at...
Mel wears a...
Yeah.
Well, you wear a plaid, he wears a t-shirt, they're kind of the same color, but there's no color in the room, and one thing I would have done, it's not a big deal, but I should have dressed the actors in color. The actors should have been wearing
More.
lively, more color. That would have given us our color, because then the colorist, when he's color timing the movie, is like, well, Jeff, this is the colors, and I can make him pop some more, and but that's what you have. So
Yeah.
that was a lot of it.
Oh, it's funny because when I saw the film, I actually thought between our great camera guy, but I just sort of thought sort of intentional, like real life kind of color, like that it was like this
colorless, like kind of life.
Well, slice of life. Yeah, so not.
Well, it is
in desert.
It is true life. I mean, a lot of us don't think. Well, maybe Peter. He thinks for a couple hours before he goes out dressed up, but aware. But some of us just wear and we don't give it a second. But when you're dressing the set, everything, things aren't usually there by accident. It's like that's okay. That's an afternoon, but the sofa's dark, the sofa's brown, and then when you had your first date night, the lights are low, and then you're both wearing blues and grays. And
you also, at the very least, though, you had Ben Damery, who's just terrific. So he did great work with the camera and the filters, and making sure everything brought in the right light, at least on the technological side.
Oh, Ben does a great job.
Ben did an amazing job.
He was the first time I worked with him was on A Warm Wind, and he was my DP on that. And of course, we had a whole big house, and a lot of different colors and things going on. But I will forever work with him. And then as soon as this wrapped, he flew to New York to do Sharknado 2.
Yeah.
What's that brown thing behind Mel's head?
That is
looks like a big butt.
Yeah, someone this love seat came from my grandparents' house, and someone that used to clean the house it's just cheap. It's a cheap love seat, but someone used some kind of cleaner in it.
But that's what I mean. Like
before,
like these aspects of it, I just take it as slice of life.
It's just slice of life.
Yeah.
Well, and Jeff, am I to go back a scene or a little bit earlier in this scene? Am I right in that the food stand is a real thing from the past and everything? It's a
used to get a book e-ticket. You would tear. Yeah, it's a coupon. You tear out. That's in their dollar increments or $5. I don't remember, but because there were none available, and I had to go on the internet and print one out. And then actually I emailed it to Staples, and I said, and they know me, Staples, I usually don't get any questions because of copyright issues. They know I copyrights, and so, but they had changed people, and she said, no, we can't print this, and I said, oh, come on, this is ridiculous. They don't even make these anymore. I need it as a prop. Okay, get another email back. 2 days later, the manager gets on the email, no, we can't do this, sir, because you could use this to buy. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So anyway, I mean, they're great normally, and that was just an exception and no big deal. So I printed it myself. We soaked it in yellow food coloring for 6 hours, and then dried it out and folded it up, put it in the wallet, and it looks identical to the original.
And then what's great is then I went to the Circle K and I got a 6-pack. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Now this
and
is
gave
our
it to
first...
young teenagers who asked for it outside.
So this is our Facebook scene, and I'm so I can't believe we have a Facebook scene in the movie. That's awesome.
No.
Credibility. Some would say yes, some would say no.
Or not Facebook. Is it something else?
It's Facebook. No, it's those of us that use Facebook know
I heard
it's
that
Facebook.
Shane Henshaw actually has stalkers on Facebook.
Wait. Oh, this is where you put the plug in for Facebook page, the best day ever Facebook.
We set up. Yeah, James Hanshu, he is my co-writer, co-producer, and significant other. He set up Facebook pages for Tom's character was what's his name in the movie? Shane Hanshu, which we used James' last name, and then we used David Johnson, which Johnson's my original last name. So,
I didn't know that.
So, well, no one knows.
Well, now we do.
And then, does Peter Stickles' character, does James have a Facebook page?
James, the real James Hanshu?
No, James in the movie.
James, I don't know that we
he
said.
Doesn't have.
Oh no,
I want.
You know what? The funny thing is, he does not. The funny thing is, the real James Hanshu Facebooked all the cast and crew to be friends on the characters' pages in the movie,
so be our
just
friends.
in case they showed up.
Be our fake characters.
Tom, do you have another question? Do you have more questions? We're not trying to leave you
I'm
out.
just watching my.
Tom has arrived.
I'm just watching my awkwardness play out.
You look pretty cute in that shirt and that beard.
I remember being really impressed when I first met you, Tom, on set, thinking you were really good.
Oh, thank you.
I was really psyched. That guy's good. He's got chops.
That's the last I've had a beard that long. I mean, I usually actually have a beard, but I haven't had it that long in ages.
Okay. What's that?
The beard. I haven't had a beard that long in ages.
No, and I noticed that some of you guys, well, you and Mel, they kept your beard a while, shortened it after. I thought,
I've had a beard since then, but not quite that long.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about your character.
Well, what you guys want to do is you grow your beards back, so when the movie comes out, you're like, oh, they recognize me. Oh.
Yeah, right.
Well, there were other, I stopped intentionally, I stopped working out. I gained a little.
Well, we couldn't have. Yeah,
I couldn't look like what.
I don't want.
Not that would be an issue, but.
Yeah, I don't want this stereotypical gay couple, and so you stopped
between the beard and the.
You had to contrast to Nate's, to Greg's,
I think Tom, I really like the beard. It's a good thing.
I like the beard. I like beards though. So.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll grow it back. All right, fine.
Tom, I have to tell you this. A number of my relatives have seen the film.
Yeah?
And they think that you and I are related because you look
no
so
way.
much like so many of my relatives.
Actually, I understand that. Some young pictures of you.
I could see it.
That I think that
Well, I can
I'll take
name
that as a compliment.
relatives almost.
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna take.
and so then you also can see the gray highlights.
I need to pause this then, right?
Yeah, pause.
Okay, everybody pause their movie.
We're going to pause for about 30 seconds.
All right.
He's got to change.
On the count.
Hit play.
There we go.
Perfect.
All
And
right.
we're back.
And here you can see in this scene, we added some gray in the hair.
You did?
Mel's hair.
In his hair or his beard?
On the sides.
You want to sit in?
On the sides.
The folks could never put the cartridges and get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they?
And now, Mel, that was your idea, right?
James,
Jeff oddly was less interested in doing things to, I did a lot of things that, you know, whatever, that I felt compelled to do. Like, I stopped working out, or I added the...
Here's the real shame.
There's James. There's James.
James Hanshu, hey.
James.
I'm not in the movie.
The story's about our story, pretty much how we met, and you're Shane. And
That's true.
He's really shy and nervous, and
No.
the whole what you see is pretty much how it is.
I thought Tom did a good job.
Tom did a great
Tom,
job
you-
of capturing,
You really,
you
you
the
nailed
real James.
You nailed
Thank you.
it. And
It's funny because I didn't meet or really talk to James until I got to set.
Right.
So until then, I was just trying to play kind of what I understood to be your relationship and kind of how you were. And then meeting you was just such a delight once I got on a set.
Oh, even then I was hiding quite often.
Yeah, you were a little more shy.
Yeah, you were hiding.
There were so many hiding places. It was really great.
You know what was really great too was that actually that even though we were all kind of like, we were in LA and you were in Havasu, like Tom and I were able to get together times and rehearse.
Mhm.
Nate and I got together a couple of times to
that was
rehearse,
so
so it really
helpful.
helped us kind of, you know, so that, but you know, it was just nice. It was really nice.
I'm still amazed. Everything just melded and blended so well with everyone because you and I were talking going over script changes and talking character and all this. But really, I only had one conversation with Tom and one conversation with Peter and one conversation with Nate. I don't think Nate and I actually talked after I hired him, and I sent everybody the script, and everybody showed up and like you said, you met the real James. You met James here, and you guys nailed it. And it just blows me away that we just never really, with the exception of talking to Mel, I didn't really talk to their guys a lot. I said, call me, ideas or. And everybody figured it out. And you guys were rehearsing.
We were talking. So then, like a lot of the stuff
I guess
that you
that's
were
a lot of
telling me was like kind of.
That's true. You two were working on it.
Something like that. Yeah.
And Mel, you and I would talk on the phone maybe every 3 days or so. We were doing a lot of good hashing out.
Yeah, no, actually, it was really. I was at Tom that we had an actor of your caliber. I knew Nate, and I'd worked with Nate, and as soon as I heard about Peter, I was like, oh my God, it's Peter Stickles. But I had never heard of Tom. But as soon as I met Tom, and worked with you, I was like, God, I felt so relieved. And you remember that one rehearsal where we both were like looking at the last scene or whatever, and then we were like, oh my God, we're so like, it was so good. I was so happy with Tom. Like,
yeah, I do remember being because like you said, like you don't know what you're going into. You don't know what these other actors are like. I think I had watched your demo reel, but then you get there and it was like a breath of fresh air. I was like, okay, good. I feel so much better with this project, having gotten a chance to not only work with you, but also see your skill firsthand and know that this was going to be a great time. This scene, can I just say, also was a blast. Yeah, Mel and I are getting a room. This scene was a blast to shoot.
This was my favorite scene to shoot.
Oh yeah.
And there is the Ace London, who, by most accounts of people I've talked to, stole this film.
Yeah.
he did steal the film. Yeah, totally.
Ace, you're magnificent.
You were like our den mother.
Please, you're sounding like my mother. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's.
You've got a little smudge right here. If you want to just get that, you got a little smudge.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding, Ace.
No, but it's funny because I always feel like in every movie there's always like the sage sort of, and Ace really pulled it out of that. He becomes like this.
Obi-Wan.
But it's so real in the gay community too. I mean, that's what I think is so great about this film. Like, there's all these archetypes, and we kind of play these different archetypes for each other. We have our best friends, we have our lovers, we have our, the bad versions. I mean, but Ace sort of fulfills that role of kind of like the father that maybe I never had in that character.
Sure.
And
I have to tell you guys this: when Jeff came and said he wanted me to be in the film, my thought was, oh my God, I'm going to be with professional actors. I'm not a professional actor, And so I was scared shitless. Oh, can I say that word?
Yeah.
Oh dear, okay.
Fuck yeah.
And
You just lost fans. No.
Or gained a few.
I told him, I says, you need someone who can memorize scripts and everything. I said, I can hardly remember my name, let alone memorize a script. And then he's talking me into it and said, okay, can I have fun?
Yeah.
Can I have fun? And Jeff says, yes, you'll be able to have fun. And I did. I had fun with you guys. You guys were so great to work with. You really were.
Well, you were blessed to work with an ace, for whatever it's worth, in the film of the gay genre. You're all obviously is very kind of influential, in the LGBTQ world, if you will. So it's certainly a pleasure to have you in that aspect as well.
Well, so much of life is, face it, life is an ad-lib situation, real life, and this was certainly ad-lib.
Well, I have to say, speaking of ad-lib, okay, here's a little note. There's a secret that, I mean, in the end, the writers, get credit for the dialogue. That's just, or the director gets a certain amount of, the director's the one that people paid if it's good or bad or whatever. But that's, those are givens. Okay, but I gave Ace a few lines to cue him, and you guys were all there, and you know how it happened. But it's true. I gave you a few lines to cue you into to get you in, but those lines became tricky, and there were just a few lines for you. But I let him go and say what he wanted to say, and you'll see some of it in the outtakes. But I did see it was a long scene, this dinner scene. So every time, the camera is on each actor for the full scene. So Ace had to repeat his dialogue, but he did it different every single time because he made words up. We didn't, and I had hoped and I felt that he would deliver, and we got some gold. We got 4 versions of him talking, 5 or 8 minutes. You talking 5 or 8 minutes, and you said it different each time. But it just really enriches the movie, and I couldn't have been happier. And I will take the credit for what you said, and I didn't write. I'm proud to do that for you.
The one thing Jeff did not put into the film, he told me I could have fun. So I brought a fart machine with
the fart machine.
And I wanted to pull that off when we were talking around the table with a little fart.
Yeah, it's going to be an outtake.
And what happened was the fart machine went off on its own at the wrong time.
Well, right when we started shooting, right?
I know.
Well, he kept trying to play various areas, and and I'm trying to direct the scene, and the DP setting up the camera and the lights. And you know how it is on the sets. People are going to move chairs and furniture, and they were grabbing his chair away from him, and they were moving things on the set. And I'm like, Ace, I don't have time to deal with this fart machine. You do what you want. I don't care.
I just thought somebody farted.
Well, I looked over at me and, whoosh.
That's funny.
See?
But Ace, but you have a great story because you were telling me when you agreed to this that you had that you wanted to sort of ad lib and figure out a way you could work with Jeff in that way. But you had been planning on making a movie with Orson Welles, right?
Well, not making a movie, but Orson and I talked many years ago over a script that we were discussing, and both of us liked the idea of doing a movie with every one of the actors being ad-lib, no script. The only thing was that the director would be there to tell you blah, 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 and then you'd hit it.
That sounds like something Orson Welles would do.
Yeah, we were excited about it. He thought it would be great. I thought it would be great. And
the director.
An editor would have a lot of fun.
I'm sure the director, not so great. Maybe not. Sure.
No, I think it's great.
It sure would have been great. What say you, Peter? You're quiet. Anything? Any comments? Anything to say?
Comments?
I love this scene.
I think I liked it for the same reasons you guys just the fact that just like watching Ace go, because he did just go and it was incredible each time. And it was... Were you there for that?
No, this is the funny thing for me.
is I think I'm the only actor not in this scene. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I had to differently because I had to be back in LA by Saturday afternoon,
Right.
and so we shot all my stuff right away. And then I think actually Peter and I didn't even meet during the filming
No, we didn't.
because he after I left.
That's right.
So a lot of this was interesting. I got to see a brand new movie in a way where I knew certain scenes. But I watched the actors play here, and they sort of jazz riffed off each other. And what I think is interesting is the only person I knew before this film was Mel. And you know, sometimes as an actor, when you come onto a project, there's some people who are strong and there's some people who aren't. Like, and you know that, and you don't judge the person. You just know that some people just haven't done the training, or they haven't work, or they haven't just got the experience, but they just. And there's various levels. But what I thought was interesting about this film, because I didn't know what I was going to come see when I came to the screening. You know, I didn't know what level. You know, usually there's a variety of experience, and some people aren't as.
They're
I don't
not.
know how to say this nicely. Some people suck. So
Yeah. Are you
when I
coming
came
to
and watched
see, are you
this
coming to
film, I
see a super
really
low budget
enjoyed
movie and it's going to?
the fact that everybody gave a strong performance. And what was great about this scene, ending, is you could watch the actors seeing each other's performance. Like as an actor, when you see people who actually feed off each other and they're generous with each other and they're just moment, it just was really good to watch. It was fun to watch, and
Here's Nate.
and everybody gave a great performance. And
I want to throw a word in, dovetail on
Huge,
you.
doesn't it?
I know Nate is so huge, but I just want to dovetail on that note, Nate, and just say that John, our editor, I think he did a really nice job.
Oh, John Wright. Yeah, he's terrific.
Being, you know, not only the actors and the performances, but also the spirit of your original. You know, so I know you guys worked on that together.
Well, I'm very impressed with Oliver because this was his first feature, and to be thrown into this type of, the story is, the elements are shot, but the story is told in editing.
Yeah,
and
it's all
people
it's
don't
like,
understand.
it's timing.
They don't get editors don't often. I mean, nowadays, but they just don't get. You never hear editors. Oh, that movie was good and the story was great. You know, like again, the writers, the director, they get a lot of the credit, and the actors, but the editors are responsible. And he said, "Really, you want me to just go off and edit this?" And I said, "Well, yeah, that's the way it pretty much works. Is you edit it. If you have a problem, if I will send you my script with all my notes, things I really need to see here and punched up and all this and what he's thinking. You have to read the script, really get a feel for it." And he was shocked. He said, I can't believe that you're going to just turn over a project and let somebody else edit it." I said, "Well, I did my job. I wrote the story and I directed it how I want, and now you're going to tell it in editing." And so we tweaked a few things, moved a few things around, but he did a great job. Fantastic.
yeah, actors, when they come into a film, are always at the mercy of the cutting room. You never know. Like you can give your best performance, but at the end you got to walk away and hope that somebody else you may never meet. I never met the editor, but hope that they do a good job. And this was, I thought, put together really well.
Well, don't they say, what is it? Good editors make good performance. Great performances are made by editing.
Yeah, because
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Now here,
if you don't like the actor, you're gonna edit him badly.
now talk about piecemeal. What's so great is that Nate, number one, I just want to shower Nate with more affection. Like, number one, he's the most generous actor, and in this scene, it was really interesting working with him because it was just, I don't know how to say it other than generous. He's very committed and very giving, and playing a very unforgiving kind of role, and he was so wonderful. And at the same time, we had an audio issue. I know you were there when we were shooting this.
Nate was about to. You were about to lose it a couple of times, Nate. I will say.
But he stayed so committed because we had for those, if you're watching this or listening to it, there's a highway right outside the door, and I guess it was like rush hour or something.
It was,
so every other 5 minutes, like a 18-wheeler was going around, and Nate would stop in the middle of his line, wait,
he would hold,
and he would pick right up and go right back
for
into
traffic.
it.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing to watch.
You were amazing. Let me tell you, Nate. Is this?
And
this
I didn't even
scene,
have to act.
There are
just
things.
like playing off.
There are things that I didn't see Nate do probably where I was standing, or the monitor went out, which it was always doing. Not being intimately up close. But there, like these moves you're doing here, and there's a couple of moments where you move your eyes, and let me tell you, go up for psycho roles, man. But it's also, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you just came across exactly how I wanted this character to bring David back in, but then manipulate him to what he wants. And you just nailed it. You just nailed it.
I wanted to take him
Because
on
I thought, when I saw this first edit, I thought, that's
he did
Well,
it so good.
my mom
I hated him.
did not like me in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, she got the DVD, goes home and she watches it. And the last time I did a film was
There's a big kiss, Nate. There's a big kiss.
Yeah, I'm not watching. So
Oh, come on.
my mom could watch me act. I was a lot smaller and I had more hair back then. But I played an FBI agent the last time she got to see me do something in 1998, which, ironically, to tell you how old I was Kate Hudson's film. So we did that movie, and so she's been waiting 15 years to watch me do a performance. And
it's kissing a guy.
You know, she was just like, well, she doesn't care about that. She just thought I was a jerk. She goes, I did not like him. He was not.
That means you did your job.
Yeah, I wanted to take Allie. I thought you were.
Yeah, you did your job.
Yeah.
Mel and I rehearsed earlier before we came to LA because we knew we were going to have like 2 or 3 days to shoot everything, and that we weren't going to have time. We had to get our shit together before we came out. So when we rehearsed it, we discussed what was going on in the relationship with the two characters, the Stanislavski stuff, like 5 minutes before what's going on with these guys. And, for me, I couldn't just come in and play a straight up asshole. I had to actually believe or find that place where he actually believes in what he's doing. Like, he believes he's a good guy. He's just in a certain situation. So, I played this scene one way, I remember, and it was where I really was just vulnerable and really trying to get Mel's character to come back and let me come back. And afterwards, Jeff said, yeah, we can't use that. I said, why not? He said, you're too nice. If he doesn't take you back at the end of that, he's an asshole. You have to be the asshole. And I was like, oh.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Right.
Yeah, I do remember. And
That was.
Yeah, well, it's funny because when you're shooting
That was
about it, it feeds you. So I love the fact that you get to that place, Nate. And that's what I loved about everybody in this film. It's like everybody really went all the way. And anyway, it was a real privilege.
Balls deep, sir. Balls deep.
But what did he say?
What did he say?
That one.
Balls?
I said balls deep.
Balls deep?
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
What does that mean?
Coach, it's from a
What
movie.
does that
Balls
mean?
deep.
Oh, don't you play coy, Melvin.
I don't know!
It's from a...
Mellow moonshine, don't you play coy.
I don't know. I really don't. I'm the gullible one. Remember? That's why if you ever have a comedy role, it's the guy that I'm the one that's set up because I don't know.
Balls deep.
Just give it a thought.
Balls deep, meaning that I'm balls deep in shit.
No, everybody balls deep in the performance. Sir.
Oh, all I know is that you see my knees in this shot, and I'm like, anyway.
All the way in, sir. All the way in.
Ball joint of the knee.
Actually, yeah, and it was hot. I just gotta say, let's get real.
Ball bearing of the U-joint on the Lincoln 78 Mark V.
Hey, Nate, there was talk between us for a few weeks about a possible shower scene.
Oh, right. With lots of conversation. Yeah, there was maybe a scene in this movie.
With who? I think he's trying to put a little short bus in this film.
Yeah, seriously, what's going on? Wait, who had a shower scene?
No, they were hypothesizing, sir.
At the beginning of the film, that we might have a shower scene or something
Together?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it would have been more dramatic. Like,
You know what?
You would in the shower and I and then you get out or something like, but it didn't happen.
You know what? At that point, I was just we had our script and it was moving. It was paced well. It was good. I thought, I don't want to have the conversation about no, I won't show my watch or this or that. So it's everybody's locked up. Let's do this.
Oh, Nate left, and
then I thought, those are in every other Lifetime movie, and I don't know that we need it, but it would have been cool. But next time.
Okay. Here's the shower scene.
Here's the shower.
Yeah. Here's what happened. No.
This was an after. We shot this after we. I think we shot everybody. We shot the movie.
Yeah.
And
This
then
is
you and
when
I
we
stayed
did the
over
pic-
last night.
Oh,
and did some
right. I
pickups.
see. Yeah.
And this was actually shot at 10 o'clock at night. And
Hate it.
Through the miracle of lighting, it looks like the
miracle
sun
of
is
lighting.
coming.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And it's all about David realizing that wow, he really is. See, when I was 48 and 49 a few years ago, I was going through my life, and I'm letting you know how this story came to be. I turned 50, and just by changing those two numbers around, I literally woke up the next day in full anxiety.
No way, really?
So
You
I
had a legit attack?
When I didn't necessarily the hyperventilating pass out.
Sure.
Woke up, and I was just in this numb for a few days, and I kind of internally panicked, and I thought, oh my God, I'm at that number that I heard people talk about when I was 30 and 35, and I thought, oh well, that's neat. You're having your 50th, and they're giving you black balloons. How awful, and blah blah blah. And it's not that you're 50. It's that you've only got 35 years average lifespan max. Most people 85 to 90 will go, and I realized I've got like 35, 36 years left. My grandparents died at 86, and what have I done? I've got this movie career that's always struggling. Now, do I make a change? When do I make a change? Is it too late? Should I have made a change 10 years ago? Do I change careers? I love doing it.
This rock, I'm just
Crazy.
actually something your dad actually painted.
My dad painted that rock
Right,
and gave it to me about 20 years ago. I've moved that rock around for 20 years.
And those were pictures of your family, of your real family.
Those are all pictures. All the pictures you see are pictures of my real family. In fact, my first movie article review is on the table there.
Oh, really?
Article, yeah.
Oh, wow.
For what film?
Well, this was a college film I did. The very first short film I did was about a teenage boy who his brother is a bigot, goes out gay bashing. He's via an angel sees the glimpse into his future that his young brother commits suicide, and the school. I didn't think anything of it. I was just a new filmmaker, and the school teacher said, "I got a few weeks went by. I'd enter the Student Emmy Awards," and I said, "Oh, okay, sure." So I entered and forgot all about it, and a month or so went by, and I got a call from my instructor, the teacher. He says, the Academy of Television Arts is trying to get a hold of you. Maybe, and I thought, okay, when you hear that, or when anybody's trying to get a hold of you, you think, oh, they need more forms filled out.
Something's wrong.
They need something's wrong with my form, or they can't use it. Thank you, blah blah blah. We've all received those letters. Thank you, but and so I called a lady, and she answered. Myself, why do neat things happen when you're by yourself? And she said, Jeff, I just want to verify some information. I'm like, okay, this is what I thought. She said, and I just want to inform you that you just won. We're awarding you Regional Best Drama Award. Regional Best Drama Award for the all the Northwest United States region. I was competing against San Francisco Film School. All the way over to the Dakotas, all the way from, it was from Santa Barbara, all the way up the coast. It was like Washington, San Francisco, all the colleges, and they gave me the award
That's
for
awesome.
the region. So I was blown away and emotional and all this stuff. So, then then from there on, you know.
So the review that was on the table was for that film?
It was from the local newspaper that interviewed me, and you know, I had always said that one of my inspirations was Michael Landon, and anybody under a certain age wouldn't know who Michael Landon is, but I guess I feel like
Yeah, of course.
We know.
yeah.
I love Michael
See,
Landon.
I feel like somebody interviewing me from a news channel should know who Michael Landon is, and this girl was interviewing me.
She didn't know.
And she was your inspiration. I said, "Oh, Michael Landon," and she said, and she said exactly this. And he is who?
Wow.
And you know what? I was this doing this, walking away. I was just Little House on the Prairie, you know, all this stuff. Anyway, but that's just my own issue.
Now, in this scene, I just want to say, so we had to reset the Monopoly board like 25 times. We did a great job,
you
right,
guys,
Tom?
you guys did your own, handled your own props. You guys did it. Great job.
Guys, much life imitating art. I'm going to have
Me.
Okay.
Okay, I won't cry this time. I promise.
Love you, Nate!
I'd like to say it's because I had to go to the gym so I could be a super douchebag, but it's not.
Where are you going? You have to tell us where you're going first.
I have a prior commitment I have to make.
Aha.
Hey, Nate.
Hey,
We
Nate.
love you.
Thank you, Nate.
Nate. Hey, I told Mel.
I just want to say thanks for being such an amazing cast and crew and amazing project for out of my retirement and come back to work. And you guys wouldn't have asked for better actors or directors or writing to
And I had the
work with.
pleasure of driving up with
So
this
glad
stud.
you-
4 hours of magic.
Hey, Nate.
Wait.
Say something.
Ace wants to say
I
something.
told Mel right before this afternoon, I said, Nate should go to The Price is Right, apply for, they're looking for a male model, the main male model. You'd fit. You're a hot man. Do
You're too nice to me, Ace. You're too nice.
All
to me.
right.
Okay,
Hey, Nate.
all right, Mel. Thanks.
All right. Okay, so now we're in the motel.
Hold on, we're
and
giving
we're
this
watching-
guy a hug goodbye.
Oh, they're all hugging. Okay, but now
a break, James.
are we doing a break? Okay.
Okay, you guys pause your movie.
For me.
We're pausing it? All right.
And
There we go.
All right, hit play. Got it.
I think they're a little behind us still.
Here, I can move forward.
Don't just.
All right. Anyway. So
Are you guys
All right.
there?
I just said they're coming to get you, Barbara.
yeah, we're a little.
Well, we're
a little.
gonna
ahead.
talk over the picture.
Anyway, but the thing is like those are actually from the Night of Living.
Night of the Living Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tom
Creepy
was
movie.
so cool in rehearsal because then we Googled or whatever looked it up like that line. So that and Tom like
You nailed it,
He
Tom.
nailed the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, that's a, yeah, they're coming to get you back.
It's an homage moment to horror fans out there.
Yeah.
Who recognize the line and recognizing, you know, Peter's a huge horror fan, and so Peter and I kind of have there are things in the movie and there are moments and like the whole when Nate says earlier on, you know, says, "Yeah, I know you saw Jaws." You know, well that sparks. You know, there were a few movies, and Jaws was a big influence in my film career, and I knew that. See, Peter is a huge Jaws fan. I'm sure you know that by now, but
Guilty.
Favorite movie, right?
Me too.
Oh, you
How
are?
could you not be a huge Jaws fan?
Oh.
I just bought the commemorative coin that just came out.
Number one, wherever you have Richard.
That kind of a nerd I am.
he's
You have
always
a
been
great-
Peter's beating me to.
Wherever you have Richard Dreyfuss, you have a great movie. That's just my theory.
Richard.
And Roy Scheider and what's his name?
And
Shaw,
Bo
Robert
Derek.
Shaw.
Then you've got
Robert
Bo
Shaw.
Derek. So what? Yeah. What do you want?
Oh, Derek.
I mean, never mind.
She's an orca.
I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
Kind of
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
so
No.
this is a really you know, I have to say, Mel, you know, you're like you are right now. You're fit. You work out all the time. You take care of yourself. And you didn't work out, and you really wanted to you grew your beard, and because he's in really good shape, folks, and he just really took it. You really worked hard. I mean,
And looking
always-
like shit.
No, no, you look like, we wanted you to look like, you know, the average guy.
Average, yeah.
And I mean, well, you're handsome, but see, he was always saying to me, I'm not making this up, he was always saying, I want to honor your story, I want to honor the life story and what you're representing and what you're telling, because he knew basically he was playing me.
Yeah.
And it was very, very serious. You approached this very seriously.
It's actually oddly because I've done a few autobiographical solo shows. One which I did off Broadway, and one of my earlier films I was in, Little Big Top, Ward Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
That film was for him in many ways very personal autobiographical film too. And so there's this thing when you have autobiography. I think I just think it's really deep, and I don't know. How could you not take it seriously? I mean, it's like you're telling the story of your life.
Yeah, I think at some point when you're doing it, and you're so rushed, and you've got the script, and you worked all these things, and you just kind of hope. It's kind of a very surreal thing where you just hope it all works out, and you hope that you think, oh wow, you go through all this. Did I cast the right person? Are they going to make this look, good or bad, or are they going to?
And I also want to say, like this in this scene, where you're talking about, like, what's so unique about films, Jeff, and your fans know this obviously, but you do small town gay life. These are not urban, gay men. They're like, it's this whole different sense of, which if you come from New York, which I come from, LA, it's just, and I just love the fact that there's something that you capture in your movies that is so genuine, and there's an innocence about it. And so, like this scene where it's like David isn't even really sure, or isn't sure if he's gay, or can't presume that he's gay. It's that kind of, it's very real as soon as you get out of like urban centers. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, there's the kiss. We're already up to the kiss. I have to tell you guys. I have to tell you, I don't know how
There we go.
know this, but this actually, from when he invites him to go. See, when I met James, my real James, Shane.
Now we're really making out.
He.
And now the clothes are coming off.
Well, long story short, I never knew if he was gay. We'd been introduced by a mutual friend. I didn't know if he was gay, so I invited him to a film fest. They were showing one of my movies at a film festival, and they gave me a motel. And just like in the movie, I said, I don't know if it's a king-size bed or a king. Do you want to go? And he said, sure, I'll go. Well, I didn't know he was gay. I have because it's never really set up. I was pretty sure it was set up like that. So I asked him, Tom's just like this. I asked him, "Are you
Just shave into it. Yeah, please continue this statement. Yeah.
I
was really worried about the computer in that scene.
I just remember a distinct had, and it didn't quite pan out the way we discussed it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, just the but that's all right.
I didn't know you could see a wiener in that.
You said you didn't want. You said you didn't want till in the end.
And you get both the end and the frontal.
That wasn't a
He sees frontal. I'm frontal.
You had to get
I'm
in,
frontal.
The frontal's featured. You had to get into bed.
That was a front. That was
We
not.
did
Tom,
about 4 takes of it.
Tom, that wasn't a frontal. That was a sidle.
Well, mine is full frontal, but I'm kind of way off in that. But you know what?
I love like behind the scenes fun facts. I mean, I always dig that kind of stuff. And we shot this movie in 2 locations, and this scene we shot in the hotel room that we stayed in.
Yeah.
No, this one we rented this room for the scene. It's in the hotel, but it's not in the.
Across the.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a different room. Yeah.
A little fun fact for you.
It was really hot in there too.
But what I like about the whole thing with the nudity is it's not gratuitous. It's very sweet.
Shot it long shot. From across the.
And I think that it's nice. I'll just say this as an out, openly gay actor dealing with whatever the issues that we all have to deal with in life. I think that the fact that we have a movie that's about gay men falling in love and the clothes come off, but it's not about. It's about that it's also letting it be innocent, which I think is so wonderful because it's not. I don't know. I just think I think there's a political statement within that. That's all I have to say.
Well, I've gotten roused. There's like, oh, if you don't put sex and and gratuitous and this and that and violence and language and all this stuff, you're not gonna. I have to sleep with my. I have to be able to sleep. And this, I mean, I don't think any of my other films have any frontal or rear or anything, and I've always been kind of confused, and I just thought, I want to tell a story. I don't. If people want to watch this or see this type of thing, they can watch that kind of movie. I have a fan base for these types of movies, and I like David in the movie. He struggles. Do I want to styles? Do I want to? I struggle with that every day. Mel, I have to say here, I did not. When we were shooting, it was so hot in that motel room with the crew, and I didn't know you cried. I saw you guys cry. I saw Tom cry. I was at the foot of the bed, and it was magical and beautiful, and just you guys were amazing. Your emotions, and you timed it. Remember we talked about maybe we shouldn't cry here. We could cry.
Well,
But you can't when you're not when you're looking through a monitor as a director these days. You see your you have tears, and they're real tears, and they just appear, and then Tom just breaks down, and it's just you guys. It's a beautiful scene, and everybody. A few people have seen the movie twice, and they come up to me afterwards, and like, oh my God, you made me cry again.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh great.
Jay.
He says, I never cried at any movie, and your movie has made me cry twice, Jeff.
No.
So, that was really a compliment.
Are we at the beard thing yet?
Oh, I don't know. Is that in the scene?
Did you lose picture?
Like,
Did you guys lose picture?
No, we have picture.
Okay.
No,
I can't tell. Is this one? Oh.
About the what? Oh, the beard thing. Oh, no.
When does it show up again?
Okay, the beard.
No, I saw it earlier.
Okay, let me explain how the beard thing. The beard, you're talking about when he trimmed his beard too close and all?
Yeah.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you glued it back on.
You know what? Actually, Peter, that's in the last scene because most of the movie, Mel, he wanted to really, we wanted to shoot the movie in sequence as much as possible, which is never done, really. But fortunately, the two locations, the condo and the apartment, were right near each other. And so the very last day of shooting, he calls me in a panic and says, "Oh, Jeff, I did a really bad thing." And I thought, and I grabbed my beard trimmer and I started on my chin, and you had trimmed
basically a big hole in my chin.
Big hole in his chin, on his beard.
Oh wow! But then
Jennifer was
the
cute.
glue trying to glue it back on.
You picked it out because you did it while I was there. I remember, or maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, at the motel.
I remember you
yeah.
pulling it out of the sink and gluing it back on.
Yeah, he shows up. You showed up to the set. I said, just bring it with you.
I put it in a piece of plastic.
I put it in a piece of plastic, folded it up, brought it to the set, and I'm fresh out of Spirit Gun, being a drama and all. So I went in there, and I think I got some. I keep some.
Spirit.
You put it on.
We use chapstick or something.
It's Carmex. I have some Carmex, and I dabbed Carmex on his skin, and I took the whiskers that he had saved, and I put them very carefully over the spot, and it worked. And you really can't even see it. But we had to then they came off later, and then we had to. I had enough whiskers left, or I had to trim some of your hair.
Oh, that's right. No, it's so funny because I had a thing in Little Big Top because they put a tail on me.
Yeah.
And every scene they were having to barely slide.
Your hair was.
Yeah, it's funny. Back to the Ace scene. Ace working his magic. I wish that people could see. I guess you'll do it in the DVD extras.
We'll have some extras of him
Ace
doing
is
full.
So much of stuff that was not. Really great.
What I'm interested in seeing is whether or not you can notice that one of my eyes is almost blind.
Oh, is one of your eyes almost blind?
Well, no, we couldn't see. You would see that from your side, probably.
I'm aware of it.
Again, I have to say, I told we always wanted to do this. We didn't shoot part of the 3 days, so this was a month later. Went to Bullhead, shot this, and I just told the actors, "Here's what we're talking about." I threw some questions out, and
we knew like 3 or 4 things that you wanted that definitely.
Yeah, over what we're going to talk about. But this is all Ace. Well, this is all both of you. This is all both of you talking, having a conversation. There was no script for this. I don't believe there was a script for this.
No,
there were subjects to talk about.
Yeah.
Specifically, and we shot a bunch more that it's not in the movie. Now, Ace, I want to talk about.
Wait, what does the shirt say? The closet.
My closet has a light. I don't want this to be confusing for some of the viewers, but there's a part where you say, "And I'm still around, and I'm still here." Now, you lost your partner, Patrick.
Yeah.
Tell us a real short story about you lost Patrick when he was 3 years old to AIDS.
He had just turned 30 in September, and he died in my arms on December 10th. So he was very young.
And am I correct that today's his birthday?
Huh?
Today would have been his birthday, right?
On September 19th, he turned.
September 19th. We'll have him belated then.
He would have turned 55 this year.
Wow,
And you were like, see, I had the issue. I called Ace a few times because my James is 15 years younger than me, and that's how part of this story evolved.
Mm-hmm.
The script, before I even started writing the script, before I even thought about a script. And Ace really set me straight. He said, "Jeff, it's the younger guys, they're okay with it." Because Ace was 27,
23 years
older.
than
And I'm 13 years older than my James.
It bothered me.
See, it bothers the older guys. We're here to say that the younger guys don't have a problem with it. Because when I was 35, I was attracted to guys 45 and 50 years old. So,
and there's Peter coming back in that sunset.
We have to get over that. We have to get over that. Oh yeah, you came back at the sunset.
This is my favorite scene.
I love that.
The sun was setting, and it was like, let's go.
That's the beautifully shot right there with him coming back. He really cuts into that sky real well.
And then I love
See the
also
colors
something
that I'm talking
happened.
about here?
Speaking of wardrobe, something happened. So we lost some shirt or whatever. So then we gave this shirt to. It was like this weird synchronicity. So that we ended up.
I think that's your shirt.
Yeah. So basically, the idea is that David and Shane are wearing.
Well,
the same
we wanted
clothes
Shane
now.
to change enough.
Yeah.
No more T-shirt, and he's
now dressing
Indiana
like-
clad, and
yeah.
he's got the beard.
Well, and Mel, God bless him, was kind enough to give me this shirt at the end of the shoot, and is to this day still one of my favorite shirts.
I love that you have that shirt. That actually means
You gave him the shirt?
I gave him
Yeah.
the shirt, and that means the.
Wear it a lot. Ask anybody I know. I probably wear it too
it's
much.
kind of a show business tradition because evidently Tony Randall always has his wardrobe. Saying.
Some actors
Often compare me to Tony Randall. It is my cross to bear.
Some movies won't let you take any wardrobe, but you just have to steal it, basically.
And then this is my favorite, probably my favorite ad lib. Sorry, Ace. My favorite ad lib in the movie is because we had this really, it's like it's good, we're happy, and then David is constantly kind of going into, oh no, and then Tom made the ad lib, which you kept in the film, which I loved, about the insurance money.
The insurance, you guys had to sell me on that. I said, show me the scene, show me what you guys are doing. I don't think I'm going to go for it. And then you did the humor
It's
about...
so sweet,
well,
though.
it was constructed to be a little more tears and all this stuff. And when I wrote it, I think I was crying when I wrote this scene.
Yeah.
And when I see this scene, still, when I hear the narration, I get choked up.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, it was very moving when we did the narration.
Very moving. Well, you and I did it in the room.
Yeah.
And you did it a few times, and I was choked up, and you were choked up. And when you hear his voice crack in the narration, that's real. Because it's very...
Meeting you was the greatest day of my life, and every day since has been the best day.
We did it.
Aww.
See, the title... James said that to me in the shower. When I was taking a shower, I said, I need a title. And he said, you'll work it out, sweetie. And he came in there, and he said that very thing to me. I was taking a shower.
Great. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that story.
And that's...
Well, and can we discuss who
That's
is singing this beautiful song right now with this beautiful voice.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, you'll have to get
Oh, Ace.
Ace.
Yeah.
Ace.
Will you sing for us, Ace?
Ace has a CD out.
Oh yeah, Ace.
Romance with Me. At
I
the
was,
same time the
I was
movie's
so
coming out.
shocked when I saw the film, and the first time we saw it over there in Hollywood, and my sister-in-law is sitting next to me.
I didn't tell him he was singing at
he
the
didn't
movie.
tell me, and she said, "God, that sounds like you, Ace."
Oh,
God,
that's
it
a
is.
nice surprise.
Yeah, it was
I
a
just
real
moved to a
surprise.
new
We see our producer
and
Kathleen Ball, who is Jeff's mom, who was also our chef on the set, and she was wonderful. Thank God for Kathleen. She was.
She's a great mom.
I actually just moved to a place that is right just by Raleigh Studios where we premiered this.
Oh. Really? You're over there?
Yeah, just there.
That's a great area.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
love it.
yeah, cool. Awesome. Have to hang out. So,
I have to thank all my. They worked
yeah,
really hard.
Josh,
I'll tell
and
you what,
Joaquin,
Yeah,
Cecilia, amazing.
it was our first feature, and the funny things like it's different. It's one thing to hold a boom, microphone over actors in a documentary for a couple minutes at a time. It's another thing to hold a boom pole over an actor for 12 minutes while he's doing a scene.
Yeah.
And their arm is like this, shaking. So everybody learned, and it was great. And
Yeah,
everybody
they
worked
really
so
did.
well together.
And then also, because we only had that one, we were stationary with the stationary
We were
cameras.
stationary,
There were a
yeah.
lot of, we really dealt with all the women that we had and did an amazing job. It was really a real honor, Jeff. Thank you.
And the beautiful photography, so right.
Oh, I know. She did.
Yeah, she did the DVD cover. She took some on set. She's very good at it. You guys did a wonderful job. Like I say,
Director, as did you.
thank you.
And there's my mother and the thank you.
Yay! It's a very surreal experience.
Denise Saporito, your mom, Tom?
That is my mother.
Hi, Mom. Yay. Gary Stone is a friend of mine from college. From high school. It's funny,
Who else here? Yeah, I've got a few friends here.
Richard. I know all our friends. Thank you, friends.
I know.
It's wild
Thank you,
because
supporters.
it's such a way it works now with films. Like you do Indiegogo or
Lori Raskow, that's a good friend of mine. She actually works at the Chicago Center.
Brian O'Toole, he wrote the horror movie Cemetery Gates.
Oh, cool.
That I'm in.
Kyle J. Walls is a friend of mine.
And these actually, the credits we're watching now aren't quite updated. You have
There's a few
more
names.
updated. Yeah.
We will be
Got it.
watching the updated version now as we do this. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Characters in this
All right,
portrayed are fictitious. Wow, yay.
But they're real too.
They're real.
Oh, that's funny that you have that fictitiousness there.
Wow.
Awesome.
Visual system.
Okay.
Well, this was a pleasure, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Are
thank
we
you
good,
guys.
James? Did it record?
Love you.
Love you all, boys.
Good seeing you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, boys.
Soon.
Now I know
Yeah,
it's
glad you all
Skype.
enjoyed the film, all of you watching it.
We'll see you in December for the
Oh, yeah,
premiere,
it's Skype,
right?
yeah.
Are we going to have a